With the adoption of tools such as algorithms and real-time data processing, the shipping business is changing rapidly, and digital platforms like Shipnext are playing a leading role in driving greater efficiencies and sustainability on the world's oceans.
The industry is faced with some lack of transparency, and it sometimes can be difficult to locate the right tankers for the right cargoes.
Shipnext is a tech platform that helps ship charterers and brokers, whether you're in the office or whether you're on the move, via the app, and it does that by using AI and other technologies to match your cargo to the right vessel in the right place. When we first announced our company focusing on digitalizing shipping, most everyone in the industry laughed, saying, everybody tried that, everybody failed, this will never work. Then everybody understood that this industry is going towards digitalization. So a key part of Shipnext is the patented algorithm that allows us to match cargo with the right vessel. And the way the algorithm works is that it improves every day, every month, every week. And with more people using the algorithm, it only improves the service every day. Teaching an algorithm was in some way teaching a new apprentice that constantly learns, never takes a break, does it 24/7 at an enormous speed and never forgets. We introduced the algorithm similar to how taxi services today operate, taking into consideration all the restrictions, all the limitations, all the requirements of each cargo. And that allows you to scan the whole range of 87,000+ ships worldwide to always optimize the whole transportation sector. Similarly to how it's done in the taxi sector, where you no longer have to call a taxi from across the town, where you can find one just a minute away. And that reduces, of course, the consumption of fuel, the CO2 emissions, and the environmental impact that shipping has on the industry.
Shipnext is a service provider for us. What Shipnext allows us to do is picking the right ship in the right time for the right cargo. The less unneeded vessel days we have sailing around, the less ships we actually need to carry all the cargo around the world. We can do the same job more efficiently with less ships. Shipnext is many things for us. It is not only a voyage estimator, a trading platform, an email platform.
To find a solution to ship your cargo, you literally had to structure an email, send it around to the 5 or 10 or maybe 100, or some send it to 1,000 different brokers. Those ones, they circulated further, and that created the whole cloud of data. That flow of data is so huge and so dynamic, happens 24/7, that every single manager cannot simply manually absorb, comprehend, and take meaningful action on a daily basis. This whole routine process of gathering information, looking at the requests, making calculations, and sending the quotation usually takes up to 3 days in some cases, sometimes beyond that. What we have done is we have simplified this to seconds. Shipnext starts off with processing of emails, so decrypting emails, extracting valuable supply and demand information, cargoes, orders, fleet positions, documents. So if you're a trader, you would instantly find the best shipping solution. If you are a carrier or a ship owner or a broker, find the best shipping, the best cargo or business on the platform. With that, you are able then to automate pretty much of your most of your basic daily routines.
Scheduling and interconnectivity in public transport, like the Uberization of taxi services, have made other industries more reliable and efficient. This approach will help deliver the same economic and environmental benefits to ocean and river transportation.
We all know that when you're in a sales role, we used to spend a lot of our time doing repetitive tasks, the same tasks again and again. Shipnext cuts that out, so it streamlines your work process and allows you to focus on customer relationships and allowing salespeople to do what they're good at.
I still remember that every time that I needed to go on a business trip, I needed to save voyage estimations on a local drive, bring them with me, ask my colleagues to send them over to me. Now everything is in the cloud.
Once I was visiting a customer in Switzerland. During a meeting, one of the logistics managers said, well, Alexander, I've been here 30 years. I know everything. I do everything. I control everything. The minute he leaves, the whole history, the whole backlog of information, the whole knowledge leaves with him. The company management should be focused on keeping the data, helping the team build up on that data, store the data, process that data, make the team more efficient.
My personal favorite thing is the voyage estimator. It's really great that no matter where you are in the world, which time zone, you can just open the voyage estimations, the calculations from any of your colleagues, and that really does allow you to give a quote or estimate the voyage the best possible and quickest possible way.
The shipping is just a sector of the transportation industry, so trucking, railage is competing with maritime freight. So one of the solutions that we are currently working on is a possibility to actually define in real time what is the best ways of shipping a cargo. Similar to Google Maps, where you tell where you have to come from and where you have to get to.
We in Unitankers are very concerned about the environment and the chemical industry's footprint. We release a lot of CO2 and we want to do our very best to reduce that impact. We feel that together with Shipnext we can achieve some great savings to the benefit of all of us. So we are looking very much forward to a future with them.
If we don't use a system like Shipnext, obviously we can be placing cargoes on vessels that are not energy efficient, that may be in the wrong place, that doesn't make sense. So one of the important aspects of Shipnext is transparency and actually allowing you to identify the right vessel in the right place, which helps with the environment and sustainability so that you're not using a vessel that's in the wrong location.
We believe that working with Shipnext, we can make the market more transparent. We can ensure that we achieve the most efficient and the most sustainable solution by always choosing the ship that is in the right position.
So ultimately, we are making Shipnext a perfect environment for anybody who is part of the shipping sector or the transportation industry, delivering consumer goods at the least possible cost to the final consumer.
Today's shipping industry remains largely driven by email communication. And while international trade becomes faster and ever more dynamic, transportation companies are overwhelmed by the sheer volume of email and unmanageable data, which leads to decreased efficiency and increased risk to our oceans. But with the introduction of natural language processing, machine learning, and, consequently, artificial intelligence, the industry is on the verge of a transition on a journey to become safer, more efficient, and environmentally sustainable,